So this is another one. So when you once again, when you actually want something, your job is not to actually to worry about how it's going to happen. You just want it and then move out the way and let nature take its course. Um, just let it do its job. You know, the art of allowing. So that's basically what he's referring to.
This is the very mechanism by which all things come into being. For everything that exists in your outer world first existed in someone's consciousness as an assumption, as the feeling, as a belief. The house you live in.
So anything that is on the external world had to come from internal first. So basically, every creation had to wouldn't be here if it wasn't for a thought. So behind every creation, there has to be a thought. So that's basically what he's referring to on this.
Was once just an assumption in the mind of an architect. The device you used to communicate was once just an assumption in the mind of an inventor. The love you experienced was once just an assumption in your heart. Everything without exception follows this pattern. First the assumption, then the manifestation. This is the law of consciousness, and it operates with the same precision and reliability as any law of physics. But here's what most people fail to understand. The law of consciousness operates continuously, whether you are conscious of it or not. You are always assuming something about yourself and your world. You are always living from some set of beliefs and expectations. The question is not whether you are using this law, but whether you are using it consciously and deliberately, or unconsciously and by default. When you look at your current circumstances and react to them, you are assuming that they are fixed and permanent. When you worry about your future based on your past, you are assuming that your past determines your future. When you let the opinions of others shape your self-image, you are assuming that they know you better than you know yourself. These are all assumptions, and they are all creating your reality, just as surely as any conscious, deliberate assumption would. The difference is that conscious assumption is assumption by choice, while unconscious assumption is assumption by habit. The man who consciously assumes wealth lives from wealth and experiences wealth. The man who...
So basically, what he's referring to that is that you should always pay attention to what you are giving your attention to, because whether you do it intentionally or unintentionally, you're still getting it. So this is the reason what you want to always be focused on is just whatever you're putting out in that field, because you're always sending out a signal no matter what. So you just want to be conscious of what you're sending the signal out, what that signal you're sending out to. You definitely want to be you definitely want to be conscious of that as far as the signal that you're sending out, because it's always on no matter what. You can't turn it off. It's always on. So yeah, this is what he's referring to.
Consciously assumes poverty lives from poverty and experiences poverty. Both are using the same law, but one is using it deliberately while the other is using it by default. This is why it is so crucial that you learn to ignore your current reality and persist in your assumptions. Your current reality is nothing more than the sum total of your past assumptions. It is yesterday's consciousness made manifest. But you are not bound by yesterday's consciousness. You are not limited by what you have been or what you have done. You are the operant power of consciousness itself. And consciousness is infinitely creative, infinitely flexible, infinitely capable of new assumptions and new manifestations. When you truly understand this, you will see that every moment is a new opportunity to assume something different about yourself and your world. You will see that you are not the victim of your circumstances, but the creator of them. You will see that you are not at the mercy of external forces, but the very force that shapes the external world through your assumptions. But assumption alone is not enough. You must persist in your assumption. You must maintain it in the face of contradictory evidence. You must hold to it when the world tells you that you are wrong. You must nurture it when doubt creeps in and fear whispers its lies. This is the test of your understanding, the proof of your faith, the measure of your...
So basically with that, what he's referring to is when you have a belief and you stay strong with that belief, just as the same thing as someone, or you heard the analogy about maybe you should how the mind is considered as like the soil, and you're planting seeds in that soil, you don't go back and you don't rush the soil or rush the plant. Other words, you don't go back and keep checking on it. You just kind of just have faith in it, and you know by you nurturing it that it's going to blossom on its own. So you don't have to necessarily try to go there and try to keep an eye on it. You don't have to worry about, if it's going to be okay. You don't have to worry about, if it's getting the proper nutrients that it needs, and so on and so forth. You have faith that whatever that you're doing to keep that doubt and fear away, that it's going to blossom basically on its own without any kind of interruptions. So yeah, you just stand strong to what you believe in. You're not giving up hope, and you're not giving up on your dreams. You're just staying strong and solid where you stand.